Let's talk RDLs. The Romanian deadlift, or the RDL, is a fantastic accessory to the squat and the deadlift. Now, its value lies in the fact that it starts with an eccentric component, which means the lowering of the weight, and uses the stretch reflex out of the bottom to really strengthen the muscles of the posterior chain in a different way than you would see in a conventional deadlift. A conventional deadlift, block pull, rack pull, deficit deadlift, will always start from the floor from a dead stop, which makes it inherently different than the RDL. When we start at the top, lower the bar slowly and rebound off tight hamstrings, the low back and all the muscles of the posterior chain get a whole bunch of work, and this extra strength carries over really well to your heavier squats and deadlifts further down the line. So let's learn how to do this right and how you can use the RDL and benefit from it in your own training. So as you can see, the RDL doesn't actually start from the floor. I'm gonna unrack it off the J-hooks, take a small step back, and I'll begin the movement. Once we have the barbell in our hands, we're gonna unlock our knees, but not bend them too far. And the reason for this is that I want the hamstrings to stay tight and to really use that stretch reflex bounce out of the bottom. So again, a slight bend, and then from there, they're not gonna change. They're gonna stay fixed where they are. What I'm looking for is basically the knees, the butt, the barbell, everything except the shoulders moving back while the shoulders go in front of the barbell. Show you how it looks. So I'm gonna take the bar out of the rack and I'm gonna take a small half step backwards. Now the reason it's only a small half step is because if I got 180 kilos, 4 plates or more on the barbell, I'm not trying to take a trip across the platform and have to put it back afterwards. Unrack it, small half step just to clear the hooks, set up, and then a small step back to put it away. So I'm gonna unrack, small half step, unlock my knees. Now once my knees are unlocked, they're gonna stay fixed. Everything but the shoulders will move behind the barbell while the shoulders get in front. And when I reach the level of the extensibility of the hamstrings, I'm gonna rebound off that tightness. For me it's there, and through. Take a big breath, hold, reach back, go. Big breath, reach back, and go. And you'll probably notice the second and third rep, I got a little bit lower than the first rep. As the hamstrings warm up, you will be able to increase that range of motion, which is gonna benefit you even more in the exercise. Now that we've seen how this looks when done right, it's important to remember that the key feature of this thing is that the low back must remain in hard extension. This is a back exercise as well as other muscles of the posterior chain, but if that low back loses some of its rigidity, the hamstrings are gonna slack right away and we're not gonna get the same benefit out of it. So it's important to remember, keep that low back tight throughout and go to the level of extensibility, the range of motion that you can do, which is gonna be different for everybody, to really benefit from this thing. Now, a quick word of warning on these things before you haphazardly throw it into your program. Any exposure to a new movement pattern will inevitably make you sore. The RDLs are like this, but worse. Throwing these in, the bunch of high reps, if you've never done them before, are gonna make you crazy sore. People are famous for putting these on leg days and saying they can't walk for 4 or 5 days because their hamstrings are so sore. That's not what we're after. There will be some soreness, yes, but don't overdo it when you first put them in, because ideally we want you back under the bar in a couple days with more weight. Now, a couple mistakes we commonly see is that when the barbell is unracked, when they take their steps, as soon as the knees are unlocked, when the movement is initiated, people will continue to bend the knees a little bit, right? Now, bending the knees, as you can probably tell, automatically shortens those hamstrings, which defeats the purpose of the exercise. Also, I want the hips to reach back, not down. We'll commonly see the knees unlocked, the butt goes back and a little bit down, the shoulders don't go too far behind the barbell, and again, this is almost like setting down a conventional deadlift. What we're looking for is, like I said before, is get all of the hips, the knees, the barbell back, and the shoulders in front to really maximize the stretch reflex out of the bottom. So remember, once you unlock those knees, they're not gonna move anymore. They're gonna stay fixed in that position while the hips reach back as far as you can to reach the level of extensibility that you can currently do. In our gym, we usually program this on a lighter pull day, obviously, and sets of 5 work really well, sets of 8 work really well. But again, like I said, don't overdo these at first because you don't wanna get super sore the first time you throw these in. Give the RDL a try. It's a fantastic accessory exercise to your program. It can really help you break through some plateaus in the squats and the deadlifts. If you'd like to learn how the barbell can transform your body and literally change your life, there's no better place to be than right here with us at Brussels Barbell. Strength matters. Find yours with us.